I hereby want to address the current situation on the planet as a Austrian, as a European, as a citizen of Earth. First of all, from deep within my heart, my condolences and heartfelt sorrows for all the victims of the massacre in Iran. I'm very conscious about the enormous horrors that we maybe will never really comprehend and find all realities, but you can feel it from the heart if you dare to. And as a human citizen, as a human being, part of this humanity here on planet Earth, I feel it as my duty and also as my honor to be with the realities all around the world. I always want to say sorry for my community, Austrian as well as European. My family was never part in the darkest hours of my Austrian history. We were a part of the resistance. My grandfather was even a leader, a monarchistic leader and founder of the monarchistic resistance, and he paid for that, big time. We paid for that. He was brought to the concentration camp in Dachau, as many other political leaders and people of power. But he came out, unless not like all the millions of Jews. But we had to pay for that, and I'm still healing the wound of that. But nevertheless, I want to say sorry for taking so long as Austria, as Europe, to really wake up to the reality of 7th of October, of the Iranian massacre and the evil of Ayatollah Khamenei and the Islamic regime in Iran. But as you can witness and notice and realize, we have woken up to reality. Not only by declaring the IRGC as a terrorist organization, but also to the fact that all diplomacy, all naive diplomacy and hope is lost. That this Islamic regime in Iran, that Ayatollah Khamenei and all of his kind, can be reasoned with. And I hope you realize that underground and in reality, dear Israel, dear free-loving Iranian people all around the world, but especially in Iran, all the Kurds and all free wisdom-loving people all around the world, that we are now coming together in these challenging times, and we're rising. And as I see it, it is the rise of the demand of the full implementation of human rights in all sectors of life, by every one of us. And there are enormous challenges to that, enormous, deep, struggling ideology who stand against the human rights all around the world, on all sides. But as I sense it and see it, and many others, the time has come to unite with this vision of a free, peaceful, really peaceful and cooperative, unified world. And for me, it's more than a personal or even society moment. It's a cosmic moment if you also witness other topics, from the sun, the changes on the sun, and even in our sun system, planetary system. And there are many legends, many theories, many traditions that speak about it. One of them is the Vedic, the Indian, where the old times were called Kali Yoga, the one we are coming out of now, or the new age of Aquarius now opening up. But there is also a physical side of it, as you can find if you search for it, that it's not just spiritual belief systems or something, but there is a physical reality to it. And they have found and realized astronomically that we as a planetary system, which isn't just static, it's like a sun, our star, moving with enormous speed through the galaxy, up and down, if we have the Milky Way here, up and down. And all the planets, by gravity, are spiraling with the sun. So it's not this, no, it's a spiral. It's a movement going up and down through different kind of fields within the galaxy. And there is the theory that I feel true, that we were under a field of particles where the how you say it in English, I'm sorry, the sun within the galaxy and also energies from the universe itself couldn't, like light, couldn't penetrate our planetary system, couldn't go through this cloud, these particles, these huge particles. So if you translate that with our experiences of cycles, and there are small cycles and big cycles that we know now. And so the Kali Yuga, the last age, was a dark age. And we can witness that from now, looking back into our history. We were in a cosmic winter without the energies of the universe, without the sun like we have in winter. And with that comes obviously enormous effect on our consciousness, on our body, on our feelings, motivations, etc. But the good news is we are coming out of that now. It's the transition to the new age. And you probably heard of it because there are so many sources around it in all kinds of traditions. And I can just recommend everyone out there, which side you're on, whatever, to realize that we are waking up, and even to pray always for your enemies to wake up. The earlier we let go, and everybody experiences it, no? To let go of the old habits, of the old realities, of the old perceptions of our future by the experiences of our path. But this is the same very deep within all of us, with thousands of years, not just a lifetime or experience in one lifetime. So it's a huge shift in consciousness, a huge paradigm shift. Enormous. And we can sense that. Let go of the past. Let go of everything that holds you in the dark age. Because it's ending now. And every one of us that is holding on to it is ending. And every one of us can feel it, that some parts of us that we hold on are just crushing us. And they are in the way of our progression, of our evolution, on the personal side, but also as a species, as human species, humanity here on earth, everyone, all together. But we have to go there, everyone, and each one of us can contribute to that, can take and be part of it. And so many out there are already doing. But sooner or later, everybody is gonna wake up. Because after every night, there is a sunrise. Some go out earlier, watch the sunrise, and are just amazed. And others sleep in. But sooner or later, everybody will wake up and go out and witness. And it's easier and healthier to wake up as early as possible for the day. And I also have a big intention to remind you on praying in this very challenging times. Pray. Maybe it's important to invite higher sources, higher energies, because obviously only with the mind, only with the ego, that's not enough. Invite your heart, invite your intuition, invite your soul, and all that you believe in as higher powers. And pray, concentrate, initiate, intend what you really wish for from your heart and your whole being. For yourself, but for everybody out there too. And praying is a holy, deeply holy act It was secretly hidden for way too long. And it's not like, oh, I don't want this anymore. That doesn't work with your unconsciousness, and it doesn't work with the quantum field out there, or the source, or cosmos, or whatever you want to name it. The trick is to already feel it, from old traditions, old secret books, to new science developments and scientific research. You have to imagine it fully from the heart, your deepest wish already fulfilled. How do you feel if this deepest wish for yourself, and also with other people around you, and even the whole world, if you may? How does it feel already being fulfilled within your wish? Already reached the wish? What kind of emotions do you have? What other senses do you realize? Like being in your personal paradise with others. How does it feel? But also, how does it look? What do you see in this reality? When you're already in paradise, when you're already in your highest joy, fulfillment of your highest potential, and the highest potential all around. What do you see? What kind of people do you see? Do they smile? What do they do? Do they dance, sing? Do you see nature, the sun? What do you see? But also, what do you hear? I mean, right now you hear the music in the background, but yeah, maybe it's music you want to hear. What kind of music do you want to hear? Or will you hear? Or do you hear in your most joyful moment that you can imagine? And most satisfying moment. What do you hear? What sounds of the nature do you hear? What animals? What do people say to you? What do you say to people? But it goes on. It's neuro-linguistic science, no? I know that as a coach. So to get your whole brain, your whole senses into this vision, into this realization, no? Because you want to attract it. Everything's by attraction, no? So you have to already be it first to attract it from outside. So that the universe knows, that's what he wants. Your unconsciousness knows, okay, that's what he wants. And then imagine what you energize so much, and then you are like, okay, why doesn't anything change in my life? Because it's the energy you're giving, the focus you're giving. That's the signal to your unconsciousness, and pattern that come out of it unconsciously. From yourself in daily life, in every moment, where the only change can happen right now, right here. But also others, they are like witnessing you, and they decide, do they approach or not with your energy, like you do with other people. But what if your unconsciousness also works hard on the information, the most intense, energized information you meditate on by focusing on and repeating it. So it's so important to sometimes take a step back and witness it yourself. What kind of thoughts do you have? Are they good? How do you communicate with yourself and the world outside? How do you judge everybody? And what kind of emotions do you have? But just witness it. Because we are all programmed, we are all traumatized, we are all victims of thousands of years winter. We have to get out of it. So we have to get out of ourselves also. One step back. Okay, what's going on? And then you can learn about yourself as a character that is always changeable. Yeah, we are not victims of our past. We can create what we want to be, no? But you have to do it actively. So if you witness it, then you realize, okay, if I'm not my thoughts, my mind, who am I? If I can witness my emotions, my motivations, and even change them, can I be my emotions only? Or if I witness my patterns or my history and even can change it sometimes, no? Who am I? Who are you? Maybe we are the witnesser, the consciousness, the soul, as part of the whole thing. But the real, obviously, the chief of it all is our soul, is the consciousness. There is an old allegory or metaphor from the Upanishads, and Gurdjieff also picked it up, a mystic. We are like, I have to look it up, like a horse, a chariot, no? Yeah, chariot. Like a coach. Okay, funny, but like a coach. No, you have the coach, you have the horse, then you have the one who is leading the horse. No, that sits on top outside. But in the coach, there is the guest or the one who is ordering the whole thing and who says, okay, please bring me to this place. Maybe that's the most high or the most inner self of us that even lasts, that can go out of the coach, leave the animal, leave the guy on top. And the whole thing is the here and now. This is the coach. The emotions are the horse. This is the, you know what I mean, no? The guy who is leading the emotions, which is a good thing to know, no? We have to also witness our emotions and sometimes control it, but also to take care of the horse, of our emotions. But here we have to ask the guest within the coach, where are we going? Where do you want to go? Maybe that's here or here, but deep inside. Where do we go? There. And then the mind says, okay, I'm here now, and in the moment I witness this, I have to take care here, but you know what I mean, no? And the whole thing, and of course we have to take care of the coach. And yeah, so back to your vision, back to where you want to go. To also invoke the other senses in manifesting, imagining the fulfillment of your wishes to attract them. What do you taste in the moment of full success and happiness and fulfillment? What do you taste? And what do you smell? What's in the air? What's in the atmosphere? Where you say like, oh yeah, this is my wish. I'm here now. I love that. Yeah, that gives me power, that gives me happiness. Yeah, and what does your physical body kinetically experience? Do you feel your lover, the most loving person in life, on your skin? And do you feel like this? Do you feel sun on your naked skin? Do you feel sand on your feet, walking on the beach? You know what I mean, no? And of course, there are different kind of wishes you can manifest like this. But as I witness with this knowledge coming out, sometimes it lags on the spiritual side. What do you wish really from the heart? Be careful what you wish. Prove it with your heart, prove it with your intuition, prove it with your soul, and even with the needs around you, of course. And the Most High, test it and empower it also by that. I did this in Austrian and German. A lot more emotions, especially with the contribution and my sorrow for what is happening. But don't think that I really mean it. I really do. I'm as you, deep into all of it. We all are, and witness also the wonders all around in this horror, all around. People uniting, rising in the face of the devil, in the last moment of, maybe even in the face of death. They rise up, like you can witness in Iran, rising up and say, I hereby declare my free will. I'm free. I cherish life. I celebrate life. And evil occupation, dictatorship, madness has no power over me. I declare life. Love with my community, freedom. That is absolutely a miracle and absolutely heroism and inspiring for all of us to stand up for the human rights, to celebrate them, also to act on our duties and our human duties, and to celebrate dignity of everyone and share this dignity and honor that. Freedom of every one of us ends, but also begins with the freedom of everyone around. Let us manifest that now, for the well-being of all of us. Thank you for your contributions.